General Hospital spoilers for the upcoming week, from February 24th to 28th, reveal that Jocelyn is in critical condition following Cyrus's brutal attack, which has shaken all of Port Charles. As Joss is rushed into the emergency room, the doctors and nurses at the hospital are doing everything they can to keep her alive. Meanwhile, Carly is living through her worst nightmare. Seeing her daughter motionless in the hospital bed with severe injuries, Carly feels an unprecedented rage boiling inside her. She cannot wait for justice to be served. She cannot stand idly by and let Cyrus continue to wreak havoc without facing the consequences. As Jocelyn's loved ones gather around her, worried and praying for her recovery, Carly makes a decision that no one can change. She will not let Cyrus escape justice. This time, she will take action herself. His brutal actions have taken too much from those she loves, and Carly knows she cannot rely solely on the police or the justice system to stop him. Cyrus has always found ways to escape the crimes he's committed, but this time, Carly will make sure he has no chance to do it again. Jason, though still one of Carly's protectors, also notices the frightening change in her. He understands that Carly is being driven by her emotions, and when Carly is angry, she can become someone no one can control. Jason knows that if Carly acts recklessly, she could put herself in unnecessary danger. But this time, Carly does not want to hear any advice. She has lost too much, and she will not accept losing anyone else, especially her daughter. Meanwhile, Sonny is also struggling with his emotions upon hearing about Jocelyn. He knows Cyrus is dangerous, but Sonny also understands that any act of revenge could lead them into an endless war. However, seeing Carly's suffering, Sonny knows there's no way to stop her. Carly is on the brink of losing control, and if no one intervenes, she may take matters into her own hands with Cyrus without any support. Diane warns Carly that if she takes any action outside the law, it could have serious consequences for her and her family. But for Carly, the only thing that matters right now is Jocelyn. She cannot bear another day knowing Cyrus is still alive and continues to cause pain to innocent people. She wants him to pay immediately. Carly is not alone in this quest for revenge. People like Jason, Sonny, and even Drew know that Carly will not stop until Cyrus is punished. But can they figure out a way to stop Carly before she drags herself into a fight that could cost her everything? Cyrus may be a dangerous enemy, but Carly Spencer, when pushed to her limits, could become an even greater threat. Her revenge story is about to enter a darker and more explosive phase than ever before. Lucky is admitted to the hospital in critical condition after Cyrus's brutal attack, causing chaos throughout Port Charles. When Laura hears that her son has been badly hurt, fear and anger overwhelm her. Lucky does not deserve this, and she knows that Cyrus has gone too far. With the amount of damage he has caused, now is the time to end his reign of crime once and for all. Meanwhile, Dante has made an important discovery. He provides evidence that could help protect Lucky and turn the tables on Cyrus. Dante has been monitoring Cyrus all this time, and finally, he has enough information to put him back in jail. But the problem is, will Cyrus allow himself to be caught now that he knows he's being hunted? Or will he strike back before they have a real chance to capture him? Laura, as both a mayor and a mother, knows she cannot stand by. She has lost too much to Cyrus, and now with Lucky lying in a hospital bed, she has no choice but to fight back. But she is not fighting alone. Carly, who is also seeking revenge after Jocelyn was attacked by Cyrus, is ready to join the hunt. Carly has never shied away from a confrontation, and this time, she is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure Cyrus can never hurt anyone again. Dante, as a police officer, wants to make sure everything is done according to the law. But even he knows that sometimes, justice needs a little extra push. With Laura and Carly by his side, Dante realizes this fight is not just about arresting a criminal. It's about protecting those they love, protecting the town from a villain who has caused too much suffering. Cyrus, knowing he's being pursued, starts to make plans for defense. He has allies in the shadows, and he's ready to do whatever it takes to escape. But this time, Laura and Carly will not let that happen. They not only want to see him arrested, they want him to answer for all the brutal acts he's committed. With evidence in hand and a clear plan, Laura, Carly, and Dante will track Cyrus down to the end. But will they catch him before he causes any more harm? Or does Cyrus have one final card to play, ready to turn the tables at the last minute? This showdown will be one of the most tense and dangerous battles they've ever faced, and no one can be sure they will all come out unscathed. Willow is becoming more and more suspicious about Sasha and Jason's behavior toward each other. At first, she tries to brush off her doubts, thinking she's just overthinking things. But the more she observes, the more she realizes that a secret is being hidden. Whenever she brings up Sasha's baby, both Jason and Sasha seem uncomfortable or quickly change the subject. It seems like they're trying to create a story that they themselves can't fully control. Willow knows Sasha has been through so much loss and pain, but that doesn't excuse this dishonesty. She starts to recall the promises Michael made before he left Port Charles, how he promised to do anything to protect their child. Willow begins to wonder. Is Sasha's baby really Jason's, as everyone thinks, or is there a secret they're trying to keep from Michael and her? If Michael is the real father, it would change everything. The pieces of the puzzle slowly begin to fall into place when Willow accidentally overhears a conversation between Sasha and Jason. Their vague words, their nervous glances when Michael's name is mentioned, make Willow almost certain they're hiding something important. A sense of betrayal floods her. Not just Michael, but even she is caught in a web of lies. Willow can't sit back and do nothing. She decides she must uncover the truth at all costs. But if the truth is what she suspects, that Michael is the baby's father, what will she do? Willow understands that if she exposes this truth, it will lead to a fierce custody battle between Michael and Sasha. This will not only affect her, but also Wiley, Amelia, and their entire family. However, what hurts Willow the most is not Sasha's deceit, but Jason's involvement. Jason has always been someone both she and Michael trusted, someone they both considered family. But now, Jason is helping Sasha hide the truth. This makes Willow even more angry and disappointed. Will Willow confront Sasha and Jason directly to force them to admit the truth? Or will she stay silent, gather more evidence, and wait for the right moment to reveal everything? Once this secret is exposed, it could create a storm that changes everything forever. The question is Willow ready to face the consequences of bringing the truth to light? And more importantly, can she forgive Sasha and Jason for hiding this from her? This story is not just about betrayal, but about trust, loss, and decisions that will affect their lives forever. Lulu and Dante are slowly finding their rhythm again in their relationship, something that once seemed lost forever. After some time apart, both have changed and matured in different ways, but one thing is undeniable. The bond between them remains intact. Lulu, after recovering, is trying to rebuild her life, while Dante is facing his own challenges. But fate seems to be pulling them toward each other once again. Their recent interactions are not just simple conversations about their kids or family matters, but are also filled with emotions neither is ready to admit. Dante, though he's tried to move on with his life, can't deny that Lulu still holds an important place in his heart. Meanwhile, Lulu feels something different every time she's with Dante, a feeling that is both familiar and unfamiliar, but also enticing. The situation gets more complicated as they both realize that what they once had hasn't completely vanished. The memories of their love, of their happy days together, are still there, buried beneath the dust of time. Lulu's return puts Dante in a difficult position. Can he let go of past hurts and open up again? And is Lulu truly ready to rebuild a relationship that was once broken? On top of that, there are still outside factors that could hinder them. Rocco, their son, still needs a stable family, but is Lulu and Dante's reunion really the best thing for him? And what about Sam, who was once an important part of Dante's life? Will she accept the possibility of him returning to Lulu? However, despite all the obstacles, it's undeniable that there is still a strong connection between them. If Lulu and Dante decide to give each other another chance, it will not only be a turning point for their lives but also a passionate story of love and growth. Can they overcome the pain, the challenges, and find the happiness they once had? Their story is still unfolding, and perhaps this time, fate will give them a second chance to write the next chapter of their love. Drew and Curtis are heading for an inevitable confrontation as the tension between them continues to rise. Initially, they had a common goal, but trust began to fracture as personal ambitions and manipulation became more apparent. Curtis, who has always believed in honesty and fairness, is becoming increasingly impatient with Drew's games, especially after discovering that Drew may have made secret deals with Selena to take control of the Savoy. What started as initial suspicions quickly turns into reality as Curtis digs deeper into the covert moves Drew is making behind his back. Drew not only uses Curtis's relationship with Selena to gain leverage for himself but also secretly seeks to take full control of the Savoy without informing Curtis. This not only makes Curtis feel betrayed but also makes him realize that Drew no longer values their friendship or partnership. Curtis, who has already experienced too much loss recently, cannot accept being put at a disadvantage again. He decides to confront Drew directly and demand an explanation. However, instead of getting an admission, Curtis faces Drew's defensive and justifying stance. Drew insists that everything he's doing is for the long-term benefit of them both, that he's just trying to protect their future in a world full of power-hungry people. But Curtis no longer wants to hear the excuses. He has seen too many betrayals, and this time, he won't let it slide. Curtis forces Drew to choose, either back out of the plan to take over the Savoy, or Curtis will expose everything. But Drew is not one to back down easily. With his determined and ambitious nature, he's not ready to give up the power and benefits he's worked so hard to gain. Instead, Drew starts making moves to take Curtis down before he can strike back. Meanwhile, Selena is closely monitoring the situation. With the rift between Drew and Curtis, Selena could exploit this opportunity to solidify her own power. She knows that if these two men continue to clash, she could be the only one to benefit from their downfall. But whose side will she take, or will she manipulate both of them for her own gain? The tension is not only in business. Curtis and Drew's personal relationship is also severely affected. Curtis once saw Drew as a friend, a reliable ally. But now, he feels like nothing more than a pawn in a game Drew has set up. The hurt and anger inside Curtis are growing, and he's no longer sure that they can repair their relationship. As the situation escalates, Curtis not only has to deal with Drew but also the larger consequences of this war. If he chooses to fight to the end, is he ready to face the losses that may come with it? And if Drew decides to play a more dangerous game, will Curtis be able to turn the tables before things spiral out of control? Everything is reaching a point of no return. Curtis and Drew were once allies, but now they're enemies. And in this battle, only one can come out on top. Will Curtis find a way to protect the Savoy and uphold his honor, or will Drew succeed in his plan and gain the power he's been longing for? No matter the outcome, one thing is certain, their relationship has changed forever, and neither of them can go back to how things were.